Hello, this is year 2027 coming to you from my kitchen again. I'm going to talk about sin. Sin, what is it? Sin, there are many kinds of sin, and that's the biggest problem. People think sin is sin. Sin is not sin. There is sin against God, which is sin against the Holy Spirit, which is talked about in the Bible. And that's separation from God. But there are sins that are just wrong, just against nature, against self, against another person. They are just wrongs. They're just bad choices. But they're still labeled sin in the Bible because when we translate the word sin, we translate it from different words. Greek and Hebrew words in the other language that it was translated from, if it was translated from another language. Because I'm not going to give you that the Bible was written first in Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. I'm not going to give you that. You have to prove that, and it can't be proved. So we're going to leave that alone. But the Bible word for sin is just a word that comes from about probably 5 or 6 different words. I didn't really give a good look. And these are different kinds of wrongs, different kind of offenses against different kind of people. Some against your brother, which is not against God. Not just because you go steal from your brother, you're not separated from God. God's watching you do that all along. He's trying to tell you, don't do it, guy. You're going to end up in jail. Your neighbor's going to call the police on you if he catches you, figures out you did it. Sure. That's sin against your neighbor. There's sin against the government. There's sin against the environment. There's sin against, and these are all wrongs. They could better be translated wrongs, offenses. There's sin against design. Just like what we talked about in another thread. Homosexuality is not a sin against God. It's a sin against design. The way man was designed to have sex. The homosexual guy is doing it wrong. So is some of the straight guys. When they don't put it in the right hole. Let's get it down to the basic. Wrongs are wrong. It was designed to work this way. It was designed to make children. That's what sex was designed for. But we're kind of, odd people, and we do things a little different, but we do a lot of wrongs. And it's right over wrong what it is. Best over better. Good over, bad. And so on and so on. I'm covering this because there's so much talk. Sin is so built up that everybody wants to point out everybody else's sin. They forget their own sin. Well, I'm just as much of a sinner as the next guy. I'm not perfect. I do wrong. But I don't separate myself from God. That's where the big sin comes in. Blasphemy of the Holy Spirit would be considered separation of God. That would be the major sin. God doesn't tolerate sin. He doesn't tolerate right or wrong. He's all the time telling you, don't do it, but you're not listening. Even when it's a sin against, it's an offense against your neighbor. God's all the time saying, no, don't do this. And one side and the other side, your want desires, self, your fleshly self, say, I want it. So you take that thing. That's as simple as that. God's telling you not to take the thing from your neighbor. Yourself is telling you want it, so you're going to take it. Anyway, and one side wins over the other. Sometimes God wins. His desire to do right. Sometimes the wrong side wins. It's life. And I don't care who you are. Just like I told a cop one time. Stealing is stealing. You take an ink pen from somebody, he considered not stealing. Borrow ink pen, not give it back. No, that's stealing too. I don't care whether you're a law officer or what. Or what you are. There's no guarantee that you're going to do right every time. No piece of paper says you're going to do right. Nothing tells you to either do right or you do wrong. You're human. You're fallible to mistakes. Well, looks like time's going to run out, and we just want to talk a little bit about sin. But, just to cover the bases. There's wrongs and there's rights, and there's sins and there's not sin. Sin is a word that's used very long. Thank you, and God bless you for joining me. and a wonderful name, and a holy kiss blowing your way from Roy. And I sure enjoyed doing this YouTube too. Thanks you a lot.